Alright, so statistically speaking, if you played Fallout 3, you probably didn't like some aspect of the ending. It could have been the fact that you didn't get to keep playing after you beat the game. It could have been the fact that Bethesda said there'd be like 5,000 bazillion hundred endings and there was only like 3. It could have been a lot of those things, and Bethesda has since sort of regretted putting a level cap on and making it so you can't continue to play the game after you beat it. But I would argue that their whole idea of the ending, the whole idea just in concept, was flawed from the start. So at the end of the game, you have two choices. You can either get inside this radiated room and press a button and save the world or something, or you can get a Brotherhood of Steel Paladin to do the exact same thing and she'll die in your place. And the choice, in theory, is kind of solid. Do you want to die a hero or do you want to live a coward? But for this dilemma to really mean anything, you have to want to live. You have to have a reason to keep going. Now, because of what the story had said and because of things that had happened, by the time I got to that ending, I was pretty sure I was at the end of the game. And so, no matter what I chose, I got the feeling that I wasn't going to be able to keep playing. Or even if I did, I would have ran around doing little side quests and things that I could have done if I just loaded an old save file. Since I knew it was the end of the game, I chose to kill myself, and that sacrifice ended up being completely meaningless. But what if that sort of decision had come at the middle of the game instead of at the end? What if my quest was not finished, and when I took that choice to sacrifice myself, I would be leaving that quest undone? I mean, let's say you're playing an RPG where you have to avenge the death of your father. No, somebody you can care about. Let's say you're avenging the death of Alex Vance. And throughout the game, at many points throughout this game, you're given the same sort of choices you're presented with in Fallout 3. Die and save a bunch of innocent people, or live. Except this time, you've got an impetus to live. You want to keep continuing your quest, you want to see what the story has an offer for you, and on an emotional level, you want to avenge Alex Vance, because she's Alex Vance. And if these sorts of choices came at the middle of the game instead of the end, then you've got a real dilemma. Do you save these people, or do you see your quest through to the end? And what if when you chose to kill yourself, if you did, the game would erase all the save data for that character, so you'd have to start all the way over from the beginning of this 30-plus hour game or whatever, if you wanted to actually complete that quest. So you couldn't do the thing where we save and then we load and then we see what happens and it becomes meaningless. Or even better, what if the game kept raising the stakes concerning who would die if you didn't sacrifice yourself? I mean, say at the beginning of the game there's like an old man who will die if you don't go get his medicine out of an irradiated cave or something like this. It's something you can easily pass up. But at the end of the game, you're finding that entire towns of people, of completely innocent people, are going to die if you don't, take a bomb out of the center of town and move it away like Batman and sacrifice yourself. Then it becomes a real, honest, moral dilemma of what do? You've come this far, do you want to see your quest to completion? And is it the right thing to do to see your quest to the completion, or to save these people and die? What is the price you're willing to pay to complete what you promised you would set out to do? Rather than being about this ultimately meaningless and binary choice of do you want to live a coward or die a hero, this game would ask you to constantly reevaluate your quest and the things that you have to do. And it'd be a lot more nuanced and confusing and awkward and much more complicated than what Fallout 3 presented us with. Fallout 3 took a suicide mechanic that could have very easily justified an entire game's length and sort of plopped it at the end, robbed it of all of its potential strength, and it just sort of neutered it. And that's a shame. And hopefully out there one day someone will make a game about sacrifice and suicide that actually, lives up to the potential of the mechanic. But that's just something I was thinking about. Maybe the mechanic isn't that good and I'm just blowing smoke out of my ass. But it's something I thought might be worth thinking about. Maybe not. Talk to you later.